Hey, it's Robbie with Missouri Worm Supply. We're going to show you our process on how we compost, what we're composting, the various steps, how we go from trash, feed it all the way through the composting system, feed it to our worms, how we do that, and how we end up with our black gold. So if you're doing any kind of composting, this may help you out, and if you're not composting, I highly recommend it. Hey guys, it's Robbie with Missouri Worm Supply. I've been getting the same questions over and over, and I'm going to go ahead and just put it all into one video here. So as you know, this is one of our last compost piles. Get my hand right, this guy. In fact, let me spin you around. So this is what's left of one of our last remaining piles. And you can see there's big clumps still left in here. Then you get in there, some really good looking material. So what I do is I come out here with a tractor, get a big old scoop of this, and I bring it inside. All right, we're gonna start. This is a brand new pile we started right here. We just built a new chicken pen and chicken run. We took all the old manure, which is up underneath here, and all the dirt that was with it. There's the old straw. All that is in this pile. Went through our garden beds today and did some weeding. There's some corn stalks, just some old flower stuff. All this is up in our this compost pile. Okay, now this is a completely different type pile. All of our property here, we had a couple acres. We had one of the land mulchers come in and they just chopped everything down and mulched it up. The bigger piece is kind of like this. It's been sitting here for a while. As you can see, oh, that says hot. I just turned it a little bit with the tractor. I mean, this is some great looking stuff right here already. But this is breaking down. This is nothing but wood chips. So that's all it was nothing but wood chips. I bring this in, you can see a lot of that's already turned to soil. I can run that right now if I want through one of the machines and pull out all that lightweight stuff. But this bed's still hot. I mean, literally when I put my hand in there, I have to take that off. This is still doing its thing. So this is another way, just all your limbs, your wood chips. Even if you've got one of the little small electric wood chippers, you can do that with your little limbs and sticks in your yard. Start building your own pile. You can do it with leaf mold too. Throw all that stuff in there. With the wood chips in here, this material that in here is going to be really, really high in fungi. All right, let's go to our finished bed. All right, guys, this bed right here is a completely finished bed. You can see, nice and cool to the touch. And this is stuff right here. In fact, we put this straight onto our gardens. This is what we top dress with. This is the compost that we use. This originally was sticks, limbs, horse manure, any kind of scrapped. This originally was limbs and sticks and weeds and cuttings off plants, all that. Now we've turned it into this. Let's go to another step. Okay guys, this is that same material we were just looking at, that finished compost. It's nice and cool. I mean, this is gorgeous, gorgeous stuff you can see. This is ready to go in your beds. In fact, that's what we do on all our beds. We use this. Yeah, but we're going to do it. Now we're going to use this for our worms. We'll take this. We're going to run it through our trommel. And I'm going to show you what comes out of the trommel and why we use what we use. Okay, what comes out of the trommel, guys? Look at what comes out of the trommel. Out of your normal screen. Nice, delicate, delicate stuff right here. We're going to keep that, which would normally be your castings. And we're going to take, which would normally be your cocoons, we're going to keep this. Alright, let's go over here and I'll show you what we're going to do with this. Alright, this is that material that we just got in there. Mix this all in. This is some great, great stuff. I mean, this just looks good. It smells good. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful stuff. This is what we breed our castings in. This is what we raise our castings in. The reason we do that is pretty simple. Worms don't have big muscles. They're tiny little guys. They're not burrowing worms. They stay on the top, say 6 inches. They will go in culture beds or compost beds. They will go deeper, but they like it up there at the top. That's where the good fresh food is. And we'll fit all this. We got a couple of these bins. We got some bigger bins over here. where they're actually 4 foot tall, full of this bedding. But this is what we bed and feed feed our worms. The biggest part is the worms can travel through this so much easier. It's so much more broken down, and it's easier for those guys to convert that into castings. So in all of our breeding bins, we use that. We use it in our cell bins. We use it in our, well, we don't use it in our long beds, and I'm gonna show you why we don't use it there, and I'm gonna show you over here. Okay, some of you guys have been following along on all the different setups that you can have at home and how we run all these beds and show you each one of them. At this point, all we're going to feed this time, we're not going to feed food scraps or garden scraps, we're going to feed compost. That's going to be our next layer. Again, this is that super, super soft, fine material. I mean, it already looks great the way it is, and I will wet this down. I've already looked through every one of these beds. It needs to be fed. And one of the things we do recommend, a lot of people want to buy a 1/4 pound of worms or maybe just a 1/2 pound of worms. And they're going to put them in a bin like this. And they're not going to be happy with the results for a while. Because how do we explain it? Okay, let's see, this bin right here can hold 4 by square footage, 12 inch by 12 inch, sorry. You can have 4 square feet in this bed. Most people buy a 1/2 pound of worms. They put the worms in there. They're not eating as fast as everybody thinks they're going to eat or as adequately. Now, once this bin sets for a while and you're steadily feeding it, give it about 90 days to about 3 months, they're going to double. But if you put a 1/2 pound of worms in here, they have not got the full capacity yet. If you start out with a pound of worms, I highly recommend that. One, the biggest thing that goes off on worm bins is overfeeding. People overfeed more than anything out there. But if you go in and you buy a pound of worms, fill these beds, you're going to get better results. These beds, with what we've just put in them, these guys are good. They're fed up. I'll moisten these up. I'll probably put a little of our worm chow in there, and this will be good for another week, the way we got it looking at. Now, when we run all of our stuff through our trommel, what we're left with in the end, move you down here, is this stuff, what we call the odors. Big clumps that didn't break up, maybe some rocks, we can throw those out. Big clumpy stuff, it's not finished yet. If you look in here, you can still see all the little wood chips and stuff like that. Now, there's a couple things you can do with this. You can take this box right here, go out there on that brand new compost pile you got. And my gimbal's just not working. Bear with me, guys. Okay, one thing that you can do in this is that brand new compost pile out there. You can go put all this in that compost pile, let it start running its cycle. It's not through breaking down, it'll break down out there, and it'll feed the microbes that are out there. The other thing you can do, I'll bring you over here. If you guys got bigger bins, or Bagsters or Super Sacks, you can use that same big thick material to feed those guys. Once these Bagsters get a pretty good bit of worms in them, they really start tearing everything up pretty fast. We've been running those, and we get the big clumps, just like that. We put the big clumps in there just like that. The rocks, the sticks, everything goes in here. Next week, when I come and pull this cover back off after I feed and water, or put our worm chow in here, this will look like a pool table. They will have destroyed that to the point it looks that good. So anyway, guys, you can use your compost. There's many ways that you can make it. There's many ways you can enhance it. But the biggest thing is have some compost. Get some compost going. If you don't rely 100% on your worms, the reason I say that is that you're going to over accumulate material. Your worms won't be able to eat all of your compost or all of your food scraps, or maybe you got corn stalks you tear up, or your broccoli's done for the year. You take all your leaf stuff, make a compost pile, put that in there. Now you can always pull from that at any time you want. Put it in your garden plants, top dress. Look into Ugroculture systems. Look into no dig, no till systems. You can just put that on everything. You can put your beds to rest in the winter by topping it off with those, especially your asparagus, or you top dress it in the the spring, and that's what we do. We like to do both ways to give everything a fresh new food. But even if you've got worms, I highly recommend composting. Even if it's just 3 or 4 pallets in a square, throw your stuff in there. Whatever you've got, you mow your garden, you got little leaves, throw them in there. You got extra food scraps that your worms aren't eating right now, throw it in there. You can put all that in there and then refeed to your worms whenever you want. And it makes it easier with this, the way that we're doing it here, because we actually have probably about 60 yards out here out back that we didn't get the camera out to of our compost piles. So anyway, that's how you start from just twigs and sticks, and you come out to a finished product. And I'll bring you over here and show you that. That's how you come out with this finished product right here. Just beautiful, beautiful castings. That is the black gold. That is you want. This originally was everything you seen in that first pile with the chicken stuff. Okay, right down here, that's about 5 feet tall. It doesn't look that big, but that's a brand new pile. It's got chicken poop, and you see tomato plants and stuff that we pulled up and put on there. We take that bedding that didn't come out, we're starting a new pile. See all these hickory we got to take out, we've already cut. This pile, I'll leave another section right there the same size so I can turn that with the tractor, and we'll just keep going across. We've probably got another 60 yards at our other location that need to come over here. But this right here, we've inoculated all that. That's ready to go. It's probably cooking right now. I haven't put a thermometer into it yet. And a good rain today helped out. But we have zero loss this way. Again, with any of our materials that we're adding into our bins. We don't lose, we do it this way, we lose no material. It just keeps recirculating back into the system till it's gone. Then if you notice, we do the same thing with our cocoons, our bedding. Very, very minimum waste. But that's how that system works. We go from a raw product, it composts out, we run it through the trommel, we get the fine material. And the biggest thing is we have that material ready for us at any time. I just picked these up, just got them cleaned up and started yesterday because we're trying to get ready for winter. But these bins right here will be completely full, all 3 of these, so that we have bedding for the winter time. But that's how we're doing those bins. I hope that answers you guys' questions. Okay, so we're going to take, this is the scoop here from the tractor. Again, you can see there's still big clumps like this. Most of these will break up in the trommel. And again, you can do that with the hand sifter, like the homemade ones, or the turbo gear, worm gear turbo sifter, which I highly recommend for doing it at the house. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do it the fast way. We're going to start running this through the trommel. What you'll be able to see is everything that comes out of the bottom, the 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch. Give you a better look here. You get the fine stuff, fine stuff there. You got all this stuff from the 1/4 inch. All this right here is going to be our bedding. I'll bring it down here. All right. Everything that comes out of the end, if you get any rocks, just throws those out in your driveway, what have you. And all this is all your woody pieces that didn't break down all the way. Maybe you got a clump like this that was just too wet. See, there's nothing wrong with that. It was just too wet to go through the system. All right. I'll get you right over here. Okay, everything that come out of that system, we're going to put for our worm bedding. It's all nice, fine, soft, silky stuff. Broke down to the point that it's perfect for the worms. Get this up here. Alright, this is what you end up with. It's super, super gorgeous looking material. Now, this is already perfect to put in your garden, but we want to make it better. One of the things that we do, especially for wintertime, is we want to store all this inside. A couple reasons. If we have it outside, we're just going to have to rerun it. But if we have it inside, over here in Missouri, and it gets pretty cold here in Missouri, if I set up a new worm bed, I don't want to be dealing with frozen material and taking those new fresh worms or new babies, putting them in that cold material, which could give them shock or kill them. So our setup are these 3 containers back here that I just picked up and cleaned up. We're going to go back here. Alright, so we're going to take the material we just brought, put it in there. Now we have bedding ready for us at any time. I mean, it's ready to go. I can put a little cover over this and keep it a little damp if I want, keep the microbes active in there. But now, anytime that I want to set up a worm bin, I just put this in there, put some material in there. It's already room temperature and it's ready to go. Okay guys, avoid all this stuff right here, or don't pay attention to this. This is for a class that we're fixing to do. When you got your compost, a lot of you have seen these systems right here with your 1/8 inch screen and your 1/4 inch screen. You can self-sift with this, put all your big stuff back in there. If you don't have one of these, you can't make one of those. If you look on our website, this is the worm gear setup here. You don't have to buy the entire kit. You can buy these screens as you want. Stainless steel, they're tough as heck. They roll like butter. But you can buy this, get your biggest, thickest screen if you want, throw your compost on there, sift that out. Now you got that good stuff on the bottom that you can start feeding to your plants. Okay, if you don't want to go that route, which I love this one, it works really great for the wife, works for the grandkids. Show you a couple more options. I've already went over these before. Alright, some of you into gold panning, there's a great option right here. You can get the classifier and sift that out. It's that's 1/2 inch holes in there, and use that. Sneak into your kitchen when your wife's not there and get you one of these drip pans for like baking in the oven. Let your greases drop down into the other pan. Just make sure you sneak that out of the house so they don't see it. Another little option is if you know anybody that does any kind of trapping, they'll have a little setup like this that they put the dirt in and they shake it over the traps to hide it. Again, it's just 1/4 inch screen, but you can use whatever screens you want. If any of you guys are into art, looking for if any of you guys, try it again, if any of you guys are looking at artifacts or airhead hunter, you'll know what this is. This floats, it's made out of PVC. You put all your rocks that you get from the riverbank in there, you shake them out in the water and look for your artifacts that way. Another thing, I don't have one out here, is a colander for the kitchen. You can get different sizes you want. But if you're just trying to get the compost out and you want to use it for your garden, you can get the bigger holes like the classifier here for gold panning. If you're looking for more of your worm castings or smaller stuff to feed to your worms, if you're looking for the smaller material to feed to your worms, you can use one of these other setups. There's all kinds of different things. They have the trash cans. I think you get them from the screen trash cans you can get from the dollar store and stuff like that. Now let me show you one more you can use a lot of people don't know about. Bear with me. That tower system you just seen over there, the stackable tower systems, it's got a 1/4 inch mesh all the way through it. Put your material in there and you can use this, because there's 5 that comes with the kit, or at least the kit that we were sent to us. You can put your material in there, kind of show you, put some material in there, shake that out. Now you got all this big clumpy stuff you can put back into your system. What you got left with is this really nice, fine stuff right here. So just be inventive, look for some different ways. All right, back to our normally scheduled program. All right, we're gonna load this little spot up right here. I should be singing that song, I need a hero. Sorry, if you've seen Footloose, you'd understand. Let's go ahead and dump this on there. Now, I put all the bottom layers on there about 3 days ago, which was all the chicken poop, about 1 foot. On top of that, I put corn stalk, some weeds, some tomato plants, and then I put compost yesterday. You want to know how fast these beds get hot? It's only been 2 days, and I'm curious to see where we are. Oh, it's moving on up there pretty good. We're in the active stage. It's only been sitting there for 2 days. We're doing good. Really good. We already hit a hot stage. Oh yeah, that thing's steaming hot. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's how fast the process starts. We're in a good hot position. And that was just a couple days worth of material thrown on there, plus our old material. You can see it's good looking material, but I'm gonna get it a chance to break back down, make even better material. That is our process. This pile will get about 20 yards, and then it'll get moved to here. I'll use these 2 sections for moving back and forth. And again, we got to cut the rest of them hickories up, and our continued beds will go all the way across there. But that's how we do it, guys.